Here in this video we shall ponder about something a little bit out of the box yet well within the comparison niche. So what if the original Godzilla and the original Kong fought each other? That is without including the later incarnations and even adding extra weapons or abilities to level any kind of playing field. The eighth wonder of the world, Kong from the 1933 movie versus the nuclear monster Godzilla from the 1954 movie, King Kong vs Gojira. But before we continue, do click that subscribe button to be a part of our MindQ family. Now let's get down to business. Let's start with the story of the original King Kong. The original Kong was a giant ape, the last member of his species. Unlike the latter films, Kong's origins remains relatively obscure and still a mystery in this one. Kong had the appearance of a normal gorilla, but he was considerably larger and stronger, reaching a height of around 24 feet. Kong walked like a man and did not move around like a gorilla. He possessed enormous canines that protruded from his mouth outside of his mouth, giving him a far more bestial appearance than any of his later portrayals. With a thickly furrowed brow, he also looked angry. Unlike his later depictions, this incarnation of Kong was quite simple-minded and his main enemy was a large tyrannosaurus rex. Now coming to Godzilla, the Shoda Goji design is the name given to the kaiju from the 1954 movie. The lower body was hefty, the arms were little, and the head was huge and round. The eyes were totally round with tiny pupils, and the face had a pair of prominent brows. It also had fangs, 4 toes, a rough underside for the tail, and sharp tail tip, and also staggered rows of dorsal plates that were, his main attribute. And it was unique to it and the 1955 incarnation, the designs on the Shoda Goji. The dorsal plates had a dynamic design and were one of a kind. Godzilla was created by the atomic bombings and nuclear testing in the Pacific. Its main enemy was humanity itself, and its height was 50 meters or 164 feet and has a very tough and durable skin, and also he has a power called the atomic breath. So if we compare both these monsters side by side, we do have quite a disparity. Although King Kong was the king of his island, he was still captured by humans and taken to New York City, where he broke loose and was ultimately killed by machine gun fire from World War I era aircrafts. On the other hand, Godzilla was also killed by humans in his first movie, but he was able to dish out with the entire military and not even feeling an itch against tank fire and missiles. He was killed, however, with an experimental unique new weapon called the Oxygen Destroyer. So both these monsters fell against humanity, but what would it be like if they fought each other? Godzilla obviously has the size and power advantage. His 164 feet height advantage against Kong is completely off the charts. That would mean that he is as tall as 7 Kongs, one on top of another. I don't really think that Kong, even with his powerful punches and strong grip that took down a large T-Rex, would be able to put up a fight against Godzilla, who melts tanks and destroys buildings just by his atomic breath. Godzilla vs Kong of this year and in 1962 tried to even the scales by increasing Kong's size to be able to look at Godzilla face to face. But here it isn't so. So the 1954 Gojira would just squash Kong like a bug, and his size would be too much even for Kong to use his, let's say, his higher intellect to figure out how to take the big monster down. So Godzilla for the win. So anyway, this was fun. The Big G takes the prize for the originals fight. Do remember to leave a like for support and subscribe to be a part of our MindQ family. And most of all, ring that bell button for regular updates on new monster content right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care fam.